Hey there, welcome back. I'm Courtney, also known as Self-Care Creature, and I am here to help you raise your self-worth, deepen your intuition so that you can live a truly fulfilling life, honoring who you really are in this world. And in this series, we're going to be talking about what are the hardest things about showing up and supporting yourself. I asked this on Instagram recently. I got an overflow of response. I know that we are all struggling with this. It's fucking hard to show up for ourselves. So let's dive into all these different responses so that you can know that you are not alone in this. Another common thing that is coming up and a specific community member had shared with us is that a hard thing about supporting yourself, and especially supporting yourself and getting ready for the week, is allowing myself to truly consider my own feelings and needs for the week to come. I sometimes find myself pretending the coming week doesn't exist until it does, and I don't want to get up. I can resonate with this so much. That's just like working on the fly type situation. It's also just a little bit of avoiding. Why don't you want to pause and prepare? Because you don't want the week to come. And then for me, at least, that was always like, yeah, well, I don't have to plan for the week because I like working on the fly. And then, the morning comes, it's hard to get up. I get up and I'm just like doing things on the fly. And I am a go with the flow type person. I can work on the fly really well, but it also adds more to my stress levels. Whereas if I had taken that little bit of time to really just check in and ask myself what I needed and help support myself, I would have had a much better week. Maybe you can check in and ask yourself, is that true for you? Now, there's a bit of a balance here because there are lots of reasons why we don't want to get up in the morning, but how can you really start cultivating a life that you do want to wake up for? That is something that is very motivating for me. How can you cultivate a life that you do want to wake up for, that you do want to show up for, that you aren't hiding and being like, I don't even want to look at next week, it's the weekend, I'm chilling. We've got to start inspiring ourselves and motivating ourselves in some way to show up for our future selves. And I personally really resonate with the future self. Some people like to say they set up their coffee in the morning for their future self. For me personally, when I travel and things like that, I'm thinking of my future self. I clean my space. When I come home, I just want to be able to relax and chill and not have to think about anything. And I'm constantly setting myself up for little things like that. And it's joyous, honestly, to come across that in my path as my future self. And I'm like, ooh, like, cool, I can just chill because I already thought of that. And sometimes when we think of future self, it's like, ooh, this manifestation thing, and it just seems so out there and weird. But let it be tangible. You are like, this is the future self of in your week. What can you do to just help yourself feel a little bit more stable and capable, stable and capable, and want to show up? Like, maybe if you know that you don't like to get up in the morning when it comes to Mondays, like, what are some little things that you could put in place for yourself just to help yourself feel better, just help yourself get out of bed? And this, of course, comes more with this is part of cultivating this self-care lifestyle and drawing in this awareness. And the first step is recognizing and remembering that you do want this. You want something a little different in your life. You don't want to be avoiding the week to come every single fucking week of your life and dreading getting out of bed every Monday morning. How can you shift that? And these are really honest questions that you have to take some breaths and be gentle and ask yourself, and allow room for laughing, allow room for grieving. They both can come up because for whatever reason, I'm sure that these tendencies have served you. Where in your life has it served you to not pay attention to the week ahead and to allow yourself to just get up in the morning and go on the fly? I bet that there are some times in your life where that really has served you. I can feel like it has for me, especially when I was much younger and I didn't have as much responsibility and things like that. There are lots and lots of different scenarios, and we are each just individual people. What works for you and what is your life story doesn't have to look the same or resonate with anyone else. This is you. And I know you want this. I know you want to get up and look forward to your day. And there are so many different tools and tips and tricks to be able to do that, but you really have to get honest with yourself. What do you want? What do you want? How do you want to support yourself? Who can you get on board? Take some time to think about it. Be gentle. Give yourself permission. I hope this helps.